this. He rules that Mar-A-Lago is worth $18 million. Now, you have to know something about Florida to realize that that is a laugh out loud number. Debbie and I were in Florida in the Palm Beach area for filming, and a friend of ours who had a home there said, "You can stay in our house while you're doing the filming." And this home was a 3-bedroom home, and Debbie looked up the home just so we could get a little sense of what it looked like and so on. And then you get a sort of a Zillow value of it. What was it, honey? Like 13. It was $13 million. Now, it was a great location right on the water, but guess what? Mar-a-Lago's a great location right on the water. Is it really possible for Mar-a-Lago to be worth $18 million? Well, let's dive into this a little bit. Trump bought Mar-a-Lago in 1985. 1985. So that's 35 years ago. For $10 million. If you just adjust that $10 million for inflation, today, that would be Trump paying $28.5 million in 1985 in today's money. So how can a property that you bought in 1985, that is a magnificent property, it's a historic property, it's considered to be one of the most beautiful home properties in the United States. It is right on the water. If you just look it up and look at pictures on it, we had our premiere for 2,000 Mules at Mar-a-Lago. It is the kind of property that looks like a massive and beautiful resort with a golf course. So the valuation of Mar-a-Lago makes absolutely no sense. Now, when real estate people decide value, they look at what are called comps. A comp is a comparable. So let's look at a property next door, a property down the street. So there's one guy who very ingeniously looks at a property. He says, down the road from Mar-a-Lago, and the property is not even developed. It's just land, but it's on the water like Mar-a-Lago, and it's mostly trees. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. The asking price, $150 million for this property. No house, no resort, no golf course. Mar-a-Lago is in fact, let's look at this for a minute here. Mar-a-Lago is in fact 10 times the size of this property, 10 times. Forbes magazine, which did an evaluation of Mar-a-Lago in 2022, so last year, evaluated the property as being worth $350 million. And even that's a big understatement because Florida property values, particularly South Florida, have been going crazy in the last couple of years as people are fleeing to Florida, better weather, better tax policies, better run state, and so on. And so what is Mar-a-Lago valued at? You can argue, is it worth 350 million, 400 million, 500 million, a billion? One thing you can be sure of, and I think even the left can't with a straight face say Mar-a-Lago is worth 18 million. That gives you an idea of how corrupt and wicked this judge is, because deep down, he cannot be so stupid that he wouldn't know this. He does know it, but he also knows he's in a political environment where he's expected to punish Trump and he will be applauded for punishing Trump. And so he's trying to destroy Trump's businesses in New York, essentially saying, I'm going to pull the license of these businesses. These businesses need to be shut down. They're trying to run Trump out of New York, and on just as fraudulent a pretext as all the other cases.